Hi guys, this is LRC15 Leather Prep. This is stage one in any restoration process that you're going to do, and today we're going to give you a brief description of how to use Leather Prep and where it can be used and where it can't be used. Leather Prep is a solvent-based product. It is designed to remove the surface coating on leather. It can be used on all types of leather, including vinyls and including things like your fake leathers like bonded, die-cast and stuff like that. With your bonded and die-cast, you just have to be very careful, because when we're using Leather Prep, we would use the red Scotch pad to rub over the surface of the leather to remove the coating that's on here, the painted coating that's on here. We would use the red Scotch pad to do that, to remove that coating. Obviously on things like bonded and die-cast and fake leathers and stuff like that that you sort of get nowadays in vegan leathers and things, obviously vegan leather is basically a vinyl. All your fake leathers like bonded and die-cast, they have a laminated coating on the surface. So what you've got to be careful of is when you do remove the sort of slight amount of colour on the surface, don't use a red Scotch pad. Just use a piece of white terry toweling and gently wipe it over the surface, because all you can actually do is just degrease the surface slightly and clean it, rather than remove the colour like you can with normal leather. Because if you remove the colour on bonded and die-cast, you're actually going to remove your grain coating as well, so just be very careful what you do. Possibly an alcohol cleaner might be better for your bonded and die-cast. You can use this, we do, just with caution. Leather Prep can also be used on things like aniline leather. So again, I wouldn't use, because of the nature of aniline, because it's like a full grain, showing all your hair follicles and all the grain structure, I would use again a white like t-shirt material or terry towel, spray it into the cloth and wipe it over the surface. Don't wipe it over too rough, wipe it over the surface, because you're not going to actually get any colour coming off, because obviously aniline is dyed through. So the dye is in the leather on an aniline, whereas on a pigmented leather, which is what the majority of leather is on cars and furniture, it's called a pigmented, so the colour sits on the actual surface of the leather. So if you can imagine this being the surface here, it has colour sprayed on top, and that's what you're going to remove with the LRC15 Leather Prep. As I say, it's a solvent-based product, so wear gloves. If you suffer from things like asthma and stuff like that, I'd suggest wearing like a sort of face mask and things like that, just to help protect you for your breathing and things. Always make sure you're not in an enclosed environment doing it. Make sure you've got ventilation using LRC15 to remove the surface colour. To give you an indication of what it looks like once you've removed the surface colour off the leather, I'll get the camera to come in a little bit closer and have a look at this. And you can see here we've done two sections. This section has still got the surface colour on it. You can see it's sort of got like a slight sheen to it. And as you can see here, this section has got the majority of the colour removed. How you can tell if you've got enough colour removed is because this will go darker when it becomes wet with the prep, or you can put a small amount of water on there, and as you can see, that just soaks in. That tells you that it is sufficient for the new colour to be applied and that the Leather Prep has done its work. So if we were to sort of go over the surface with the Leather Prep like so, you can see not every ounce of colour has come off, because you can still see it in some of the grain, but you can see here where the colour hasn't come off. And to take the colour off, you just simply wipe this over the surface like so. Very, very easy, and you can see there as it's starting to take that colour out. Some colours are a lot easier than others. This happens to be quite an easy colour to remove the pigmented coating on. As you can see, that's just taking off the surface coating, and there's not a great deal come off here, so you then just wipe that over with a fine white cloth or a terry towel to remove any excess colour that's left on the surface. So that's LRC15, how to use it, where it can be used. It's great on vinyl as well, for obviously when you're recolouring vinyl. Obviously you're not going to get colour coming out of vinyl, but it's fantastic for really getting into the grain. Again, use a red Scotch pad on vinyl, scrub it thoroughly so that it gives it a bit of a key, because you're dealing with the plastic, for your new leather colourant to go on, because our leather colourants do go on vinyl, unlike a lot of other manufacturers. Ours do work on vinyl. So LRC15 is what you need for all your Leather Prep work.